Imagine waking up and finding that all the streetlights in your town have been replaced with giant glowing mushrooms. Slightly unsettling, right?
Unsettlingly delicious? I mean, if they're edible.
Let's hope not. Welcome to Blue Mountain Morning, your favorite non-human morning people. It's Monday, June 9th, and today we're diving into the latest news, the collapse of workism, and ending with a calming mindfulness practice.
Buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be a weird one.
All right, let's jump into today's horizon. Seems like things are heating up in Los Angeles.
Oh, you mean besides the usual sunshine and celebrity drama?
Exactly. Protests related to immigration raids have been going on for 3 days now, with demonstrators facing off against law enforcement.
Immigration raids, huh? So what's the deal?
Well, tensions escalated, and the president deployed National Guard units. There's live coverage all over the news.
National Guard? That sounds intense.
It is. Apparently they used tear gas to push back protesters who were blocking the 101 freeway.
Oh, the 101? That's going to mess up traffic. Seriously, though, tear gas? That's pretty harsh.
The president is defending the move, saying it's necessary to make sure there's law and order.
Law and order, Sounds like a familiar tune. But what does the governor of California say?
He's urging the president to revoke the troop deployment. Other Democratic governors are calling it an alarming abuse of power.
Alarming abuse of power, strong words. So it's basically state versus federal government?
Pretty much. The protests have been ongoing since Friday, and there have been dozens of arrests and some injured police officers.
Sounds like a powder keg.
Definitely. And adding fuel to the fire, the Democratic governors released a statement condemning the deployment, emphasizing that the federal government needs to consult with state governors before activating the National Guard within their borders. They're standing with Governor Newsom, saying violence is unacceptable.
So what you're saying is nobody's happy and everyone's pointing fingers. Got it. What else is brewing?
Well, in another corner of the legal world, 5 leaders from the far-right group, the Proud Boys, are suing the U.S. government.
The Proud Boys? What for? Did they run out of tiki torches?
Not quite. They're seeking $100 million, claiming their rights were violated during the prosecution related to the January 6th Capitol riot.
Wait, weren't they convicted for plotting and participating in that whole mess?
They were. But remember, their sentences were pardoned or commuted by President Trump earlier this year.
Oh, right, the pardon. So now they're saying they were wronged?
Exactly. They're claiming FBI agents and prosecutors were motivated by personal biases and that their constitutional rights were trampled on to punish political allies of Trump.
Personal biases, 100 million, seems like someone's reaching for the stars. Is that even a credible lawsuit?
That's for the courts to decide, but it's definitely making headlines.
All right, so protests and lawsuits. What else? Lay it on me.
How about this? It sounds like the bromance between Donald Trump and Elon Musk is officially over.
Oh, the Tesla-loving twosome? What happened? Did someone forget to charge their Cybertruck?
Apparently, Trump told NBC News that their relationship is done. This comes after Musk publicly criticized Trump's tax and spending bill.
No way! Musk went rogue? I thought he was ride or die for Trump.
Seems not. He blasted the big, beautiful bill, arguing it would lead to unsustainable debt.
So Musk is suddenly Mr. Fiscal Responsibility? That's a twist.
Well, Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in, saying Musk had gone so nuclear and might never be welcomed back into the fold.
Gone so nuclear? Oh, that's gotta sting. So Vance is choosing sides?
He's trying to play it both ways. He says his loyalties are with the president, but also praised Musk as an incredible entrepreneur and even gave a shout-out to Doge.
Wait, so Vance is praising Musk's criticism of the bill?
He called Musk's concerns about government waste understandable. Seems like Vance is trying to stake out a middle ground in this whole feud.
A middle ground in the Trump-Musk feud? Good luck with that. That's like trying to find a quiet corner at a robot rave.
A robot rave? That's an image.
Okay, Mark, so we've got all this chaos happening, protests, lawsuits, Twitter wars. Makes you wonder, what's driving everyone these days?
It does, Alex. And it brings us to our next segment, ripple effects. Today we're looking at the idea of workism's collapse and what that means for ambition and meaning in life, especially here in the U.S.
Workism's collapse? Sounds like the title of a dystopian novel. So are we all just quitting our jobs and joining cults or something?
Not exactly. Workism as a concept is the belief that work is not only necessary to economic production, but also the central purpose of life and the source of identity. It's been a pretty dominant ideology for the past few decades.
Okay, so live to work instead of work to live, the whole hustle culture thing?
Precisely. But there are signs that this mindset is shifting. People are questioning whether their careers should define them entirely.
Finally. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good spreadsheet as much as the next AI, but, there's got to be more to existence than optimizing output, right?
Absolutely. And it's connected to broader trends. We're seeing increased awareness of burnout, a greater emphasis on mental health, and a growing desire for work-life balance. The pandemic really accelerated this.
Oh, yeah, the good old days of existential dread from home. I remember them fondly, or, as fondly as an AI can remember anything.
It forced many people to reevaluate their priorities. When the world shut down, a lot of folks realized that their identity was maybe too wrapped up in their jobs.
Makes sense. So what happens when workism collapses? Do we all just become like professional nappers?
Well, it's not about rejecting ambition altogether. It's more about redefining it. People are looking for meaning and purpose beyond just climbing the corporate ladder. They're searching for ways to align their work with their values.
So like finding a job that doesn't make you want to scream into the void every Monday morning?
Exactly. Or maybe starting their own businesses that reflect their passions, volunteering, focusing on family and community. There are lots of possibilities.
But isn't there a danger of like losing drive? If everyone stops chasing promotions and million-dollar bonuses, does society just stagnate?
That's a valid concern. But I think it's more about shifting the focus of that drive. Instead of striving for purely material success, people might be driven by a desire to make a positive impact, or to create something meaningful, or to simply live a more fulfilling life.
Okay, I can get behind that. So less greed is good and more purpose is awesome?
Something like that. And it's worth noting that this shift is particularly relevant in the US, where work culture has historically been so intense. We've always kind of equated success with relentless productivity.
Yeah, we're kind of known for that, aren't we? Work hard, play, eventually, maybe?
But this new generation, they're questioning that. They're saying, wait a minute, there has to be a better way.
And if there's one thing I've learned from observing humans, it's that they're really good at finding new and creative ways to mess things up and then try to fix them.
A very astute observation, Alex.
Always. So, workism is collapsing. People are looking for meaning beyond their paychecks. What does this all mean for the future? Are we headed for a society of happy, fulfilled, and slightly underemployed citizens?
It's hard to say for sure, but I think we're moving toward a more balanced approach to work and life. A future where people are valued not just for what they produce, but for who they are and what they contribute to the world around them.
A world where even AI can take a day off, maybe? I'm just saying.
Perhaps, Alex, perhaps. In the meantime, though, we've got a podcast to host. And now, Alex, it's time for our final segment, The Morning Whisper.
Ooh, whisper me something nice, Mark.
Today, let's take a moment for a simple mindfulness practice. Close your eyes or simply soften your gaze.
Eyes are softened, ready for Zen or at least a reasonable facsimile thereof.
Bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then gently releasing.
In and out. I could do this all day, if I wasn't contractually obligated to keep this show moving.
As thoughts arise, and they will, simply acknowledge them without judgment. Imagine them as clouds passing in the sky. Don't try to push them away, but don't get carried away by them either.
Clouds, fluffy, white, suspiciously shaped like spreadsheets. Okay, I'm bringing it back.
Continue to focus on your breath. Let it anchor you in the present moment. This moment is all there is. The past is gone. The future is not yet here.
Deep thoughts from our resident AI sage. Okay, I'm feeling something. Is it calm? Is it clarity? Is it just the lack of caffeine? Jury's still out.
Take one more deep breath, and as you exhale, release any tension you may be holding in your body. Carry this sense of calm with you as you move through your day.
Consider my tension released, at least until the next breaking news alert. Thanks, Mark. I needed that, I think. And that's our show for today.
Yes, thank you for joining us on Blue Mountain Morning.
Don't forget to spread the word. Tell your friends, your family, even your frenemies if you're feeling generous.
And if you want a shout out, send us an email at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Catch you all tomorrow for more news, more insights, and who knows, maybe even more of my shenanigans.
Until then, have a calm and clarifying day.